What's up, folks? Hope you guys are having a great Sunday, great weekend, a blessed weekend. Wanted to make a video. I hadn't really done anything most of the week, so wanted to make a video and put this out there. I got a pretty interesting one that made me think of something to talk about for today on my drive, and so I thought it was kind of funny. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So finally got some snow, and I actually got to see. I should have recorded it, but I wish I would have got to see some nice flakes dropping. It actually just stopped a little bit ago, and the sun is currently out, peeking out through the clouds. But when I left my apartment this afternoon, it said it was supposed to snow, but the sun was out. It didn't look like there was any snow coming. It did snow last night, so. But anyways, on my drive here, a thought popped in my head. So I just got a new phone recently, and I opened the box, and gonna charge it, before I use it and everything. And I noticed the cord was different from the one that I normally use to charge my phone. And I was like, what? Which meant I had to go and get a charging cord or a charging block. And then I also have to get a cord for my for the car. But I was just like, you gotta be kidding. So like with any phone or, electrical device, depending on what you use it for. So pertaining like phones and tablets and computers and stuff, the thing that popped in my head was, they're always doing upgrades to, because there's something better in that particular device that improved it over the previous model. And you notice this with like computers, you think about when the first computer was made, the big bulky ones, compared to like now, think about like same thing with like your cars and stuff, the turnkey, and then they got the push button, the auto start or whatever. So it got me thinking about like, you have to upgrade. And I was like, man, this is, it's crazy. The crazy thing is, us humans have to do the same thing when it comes to, as we grow, you want to always do some kind of self-improvement in order to better yourself and become a better version of yourself. And I remember hearing that phrase, self-improvement or becoming the best version of yourself. It's not something that was really talked about in school, but it's relevant when you become an adult and as you age, So I was like, that is so interesting because it's relevant and it is necessary in order for you to better yourself. You need to you do need to grow as a human, and, whether that be read more books, be more aware, improve your health, your knowledge, wisdom, all that stuff. You're constantly needing to, you should be improving with each year you grow. And you hear that little line of, you should learn something new every day. Not all of us do it, myself included, but it is something that everybody should do, or at some point you should be interested in wanting to learn something new. I pride myself on asking questions on things that I don't know and things that I'm curious about, and also things that I can learn about that'll help improve my knowledge, and then also becoming a better version of myself. I was always that kid that asked a lot of questions, to the point where I remember even being told, why you ask so many questions? Well, you ask questions because you don't know. You don't have the knowledge. That's why we ask questions. Some people will say like, "Oh, you're just being nosy" or whatever. I don't necessarily think it might be that, depending on the subject. So, depending on the subject, and then also too, there are certain things that certain people just don't need to know about, or we don't need to know about. I do believe that, because in some instances, certain knowledge can do more harm than good. So, just as an example, we'll say like, news outlets will report something. They'll report a story or a segment on something that happened, but it happened weeks ago, months ago, sometimes years ago. And so when somebody will ask, a reporter or journalist will ask, well, how come nobody why are we just not hearing about this? A lot of times, certain things won't get reported because they don't want, as they use the term, they don't want a massive panic, Because some people will think that most extreme and just be like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen, da, 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 da. So, but I've always asked questions on things I don't know. It's just, you're supposed to do that. And I think sometimes when you're young, depending on how the person or audience receives you asking questions, they might feel like it's something that's not really important, that you really need to worry about, even though it might be something that you want to know about. So I think that as, teachers or professors, and, there's certain things that parents, the older, relative or, coworker, certain things that, are important to pass along. And then sometimes it's all about timing as well. So, but I thought the whole upgrading of the phones, obviously they come out with a new phone every year, What makes this phone better than the previous one is usually what one of the advertisements is. So, well, this year's phone can do this that the previous 2 or 3 couldn't do. And you look at the, progression of the phones over the years, and it is actually a beautiful thing to see, and it's actually pretty impressive. Think about where the first phone came from. You had the little dialing and, plugging in stuff, and, the switchboards. You'd call I need to make a call to such and such. Okay. And then the switchboard person would plug something in and then, connect you with wherever. And now, you can literally have a call with somebody and you can literally look at your phone and watch them and see them, So, but that's just something that progressed over the years, and it's a beautiful sight to see when you think about it from that aspect. Still a little annoying at times, but it's it is kind of fascinating to watch. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. All right, so there's no football today. I believe the Pro Bowl, NFL Pro Bowl is going on. Never really watched that, but basically it's like an all-star game for football. So you have all the top athletes that the fans vote for, and they perform for the fans, and they do all kinds of different activities pertaining to football. So it's usually it's more like entertaining more than anything. The players get to kind of just enjoy, playing amongst other players from opposite teams, but everybody's all mixed in and stuff. So that's pretty fun to watch. Next week is the Super Bowl. You have a rematch, basically is what it is. You got the Kansas City Chiefs, and then you got the Philadelphia Eagles. And they met a few years ago, and the Chiefs beat the Eagles in that Super Bowl match. we'll get to see a rematch. This is a rematch. And you don't see too many Super Bowl rematches. I think one of the last ones that I remember was the Dallas Cowboys versus the Buffalo Bills. And Dallas won that every time. But this one's going to be pretty interesting. The Chiefs are going for a three-peat, which no team has done in the history of the NFL. They would be the first team to do it. My thoughts, do I think Kansas City will win? I think they have a high chance to do it. Now, granted, this Philadelphia team is much different from the team that lost the first time, because essentially that game kind of came down to the fourth quarter, which it might happen again. But I think what it came down to was that the Chiefs had more experience, and that's how they were able to win that game. I like rematches. I love them. One of the reasons why I love rematches is because you're always going to have some critics that say, like, oh, well, it was just their time to win, or, you know, fighting matchups. I love using those examples. Oh, they just got a lucky shot off on them. You know, they just happened to, you know, catch the person, and that's how they won the fight. And I'm like, okay. Well, let's run it as it here. Let's run it back. Let's see what happens the second time they fight. And the person who won, I think they'll take offense to that sometimes, because it's like, what do you mean? I literally went in there, did what I needed to do. I executed, and I won, you know? So you're telling me that because that particular team was unprepared, that's the only reason why they, you know, lost the matchup. And so a lot of times in those rematches, the person who won the first one is usually kind of, you know, fueled by anger. And that's why I like when the person who won the first matchup comes in and then just like destroys whoever it is, that person that they, you know, initially beat, even if it's by, you know, by a decision, because then it's like it takes all doubt out the window. And so it's like, see, I told you I was better than this particular team or individual. So, yeah, I'm curious to see who's going to win. If I was a gambling man, which I'm really not, I would pick the Chiefs just based off of experience. They have more experience on the team, and they have the best quarterback in the league. So, talk about upgrading and improving. This guy, Patrick Mahomes, has definitely done that. You go back and look at his football career up to now, he's done nothing but improve. So that's a perfect example of why it is good to grow and continue to become the best version of yourself. So be interesting to see. I will do another video the day of, and yeah, so should be fun, should be interesting to see. And yeah, so anyways, have a blessed day, guys, and I will take care. I will take care. Yes, I will take care of myself, but you guys take care of yourself as well. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.